I am a therapist who specializes in trauma, depression, and anxiety. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the trauma aspect of that now when I'm thinking about my DV cases or my cases that have abuse, whether it be a man or it be a woman who is the victim of that. A common pattern that I have seen is financial abuse, which is something we know to happen, but not necessarily something I feel like I hear a lot of people talking about. And I think being aware of what that could look like or possibly could look like is important. And so if the partner who is the abuser is wanting you to have a job that maybe could pay some bills but wouldn't necessarily be able to pay rent or the mortgage, or not having a job at all, or having a job but making sure that you're paying everything to where you don't have enough money to where you could save anything. Those are all things to be paying attention to, because you're being set up to be in a position to where you are never financially able to take care of yourself. You're never able to financially have the funds to leave, because you either have nothing, you're paying for everything and have nothing to save, or you don't have a job that's high enough to where you could actually afford to live on your own without that person there. And they know that. And so they're comfortable with throwing money in your face or making you feel less than because you couldn't afford to live on your own. And then on top of that, you may be getting the psychological abuse. You may be getting the physical abuse. You may be getting other abuses. But I think financial abuse is really important to talk about, because you can feel really stuck. So if you feel like you're in this situation, or you feel like you know somebody who is, or you feel like, is the situation I'm in okay? Just think about it. Now, if it's a setup that you and your partner have agreed on together, that's a different story, because y'all are on the same wavelength. Y'all have talked about it thoroughly, not a one-time conversation. You've talked about it thoroughly. But if it's a situation where that's not what your situation looked like before you met this person, and now you are forced to either work a job that you know isn't ever going to be able to pay for your rent or your mortgage, you're forced to pay all the bills so where you have nothing to save, or you're forced to not have a job at all, and that's not what you signed up for, you really need to look into that. That's not a safe space.